Well, welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. This is Spurgeon Settings, and I'm joining you on a Wednesday. This video will probably go out on a Friday. I figured I'd get in my chance of a video recording while I have the chance. Crazy, busier week than usual. Just a lot of catch-up going on, and more visits than usual, and more chores to get taken care of and out of town for the family. And so anyway, I'm trying to take advantage of some time and get a video in for you guys. Up front, I wanted to touch on a couple things. First, I am smoking one of my now favorite pipes. This is my Peterson Irish Harp, and this is a 68 series, or 68 style, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorite styles. The 68 and 69 styles or models are quickly becoming one of my favorites, and I'm going to now. I mentioned to you guys that I'm slowly having more of an idea of what type of pipe I like. I'm probably going to be selling some at some point, and I'll let you guys know. I had some of you ask about pipes, if I had one for sale. I did sell that Jurassic, by the way, so just so you know, that is sold. Glad to have it sold. I might have another one for sale soon. My Peterson Spigot pipe, which is really nice pipe. It's a little too small for my taste, but nonetheless, I'll let you know when that'll be available. And I'm smoking out of this, I forgot what exactly it was, Scudo Navy Deluxe. Sorry, I had a bunch of tobacco sitting out, so that is one I'm smoking out of this. One more thing before we get into the main crux of the video. One thing I want to add on: every other week, once a month, something like that, I'm not sure when exactly it will fall down, is a Q&A video. So this is an opportunity for you guys. If you have questions, I figured I would, instead of getting them out to you guys personally through email or in the comments, I would answer them for everyone else to see overall, unless it's something you really need to keep private. But if you have questions on pipes or tobacco or something personal or something theology or history or something what I do, I don't know, whatever that comes to mind, feel free to leave it in the comments or email me, which I always leave my email in the bottom, and then I'll have every other week or so I'll have a Q&A video time that will probably be longer video than usual, and I'll cover it. Just adds a little something different, and instead of it always being on pipes. Eventually I'll run out of material, so I'm trying not to do that. So if you have questions, let me know, send them to me, we'll have them covered. All right. So the purpose of this video is you tried a tobacco, you don't like it, and especially if you're in the beginner stage of your journey or the intermediate stage, like I would say I'm intermediate stage of the journey of the pipe tobacco hobby. We're going to be trying tobaccos we just really don't like at all, as we're trying to discover our palate. What do we like? What fits us? What do we want to keep around for a rotation, or maybe the only thing we do smoke? And so you're going to try things and figure out, hey, there's something that I really don't want to keep around. Some things I really don't like. So what do you do with blends that you don't like? So I wanted to offer a few suggestions, because there's one thing I don't want you to do, and I probably have done it myself, and that's throw out the tobacco. The only time I've thrown it out and I feel justified in it is one of the first tobaccos I bought is Star brand. I don't even remember now. It's sold over the counter, at least in Texas, and it comes in a pouch, and it was like a buy one get one free, and it tastes like garbage. It tastes like cigarettes, but worse. When I was young, high school age, I smoked cigarettes, and I still have a little bit of a memory of what it tasted like, What I smoked tastes like that, but worse. Like it tasted like just ash. So anyway, that was really justified. But there's going to be some things you really don't care for, so don't throw them away. That's a waste. Waste your money, waste of opportunity. So here's a few other things you can do with that. One is trade it. Trade it to someone. Build a if you know someone who's into pipe tobacco, trade it to them for something else. Maybe they really like it. Uh, a lot of times we have different palates. Some guys love Virginia Perique blends. Some guys just love English blends. You don't like a Virginia Perique. Does it mean it's a bad blend? No, it's just you're not your palate. And vice versa. You may try an English blend and you really don't like the English blends. You don't like the Latakia smoky flavor. And there's a lot of English lovers out there. So trade it if possible. That way it doesn't go to waste in that regard. The other option, and maybe the only other option that comes, no, there's another option. 3 options that come to mind. So the other option, take that blend and keep it, put it in a mason jar, and let it cellar. With age, you might come back and you really like the flavor of it. Or even without the aging, your palate grows and you learn to enjoy it. I learned that with some blends that I put them away. I did not like them at all, and I didn't really have anyone around to trade them with at the time, so I just threw them in a mason jar and put them away, forgot about them, and I came back to them and actually enjoyed them quite a bit. So if you have something and you're really not sure what to do with it, if you have no one to trade it with, put it away for storage and take it out in a couple years, few years. You might come around with it, or the flavor might improve, or the blending as they cellar and the flavors kind of meld together, or the leaves meld together. You might change your mind on it. Last thing I would recommend, and this one's going to be a little bit more, you need to go forth with caution, is blend it. Blend it with something else. And so I actually have an example of that. One blend that I actually enjoy by itself now, but at one point I didn't, and that was Hearth & Home's White Knight. Hearth & Home's White Knight is a Oriental Latakia blend. I think it's Oriental forward. That at one point I just did not like it all. I just couldn't get into it. It's raved about. Russ Lett did a great job blending it, but I didn't care for it at all. I didn't really have anyone to trade it with. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with it? Well, I finally decided to experiment. What did I like at the time? Well, I liked sweeter Virginia blends. Not necessarily aromatic sweet, but just blends that are a little bit more on the sweet side. I did not find Hearth & Home sweet at all. It just didn't click with me. Some say they feel like it does have sweetness. I didn't get any Virginia sweetness out of it. So what did I do? I added something to it. I ended up adding some Cornell and Dill Poplar Camp to it. Now, if you're not familiar with Poplar Camp by Cornell and Dill, it is Cornell and Dill's Yorktown, which is a great Virginia ribbon cut blend, mixed with some stoved and some yellow brights and reds, and it's mixed with their it's mixed with Perique. They add Perique into it, so they created Poplar Camp. So I wanted to have something kind of similar to Chelsea Morning, and if you're not familiar, that is my favorite blend, Chelsea Morning by GLPs. So I threw a little bit of Poplar Camp with my White Knight, which is what I have here, and bam, I got something I really enjoy quite a bit. I keep this around, and time to time I take it out. I could keep it in my rotation. That's how much I enjoy it. I just don't. But now I really enjoy going to it. So that is something I would encourage you to try if you want to take the risk. Bear in mind, you need to do it in small samples first. Don't take a 2-ounce tin of something you don't like and then throw another 2 ounces or an ounce of different things into it. You could just ruin it even worse, and it's really no good. Take a little bit to the side and experiment, and you don't have to be a master mixer or blender to figure something out that you enjoy, but you do need to be cautious and take some time with the blending type. So I keep some Red Virginia, straight Red Virginia ribbon cut, straight Bright Virginia ribbon cut, and some straight Oriental Turkish ribbon cut to the side in my cellar. And occasionally, if I come into a blend that I feel like needs a little bit of tweaking, now that I know what I like, I'll take some of it, add it in, and see if I can sweeten it or spice it up a little bit with the Oriental. And I've really enjoyed tinkering with blends time to time with that. So that might be something that you can do. So guys, let me know in the comments, what are some blends that you've tweaked and you now love? I'd like to know. It's really cool to experiment at times. Or what are some blends that you gave away or traded that maybe everyone loves but you just didn't? There are some blends out there. So guys, that's all I have today. It will be a Friday when this pops up, so I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will catch you guys next week. Don't forget to leave some comments for a Q&A, or send me an email if you have anything to ask. So y'all have a great week, and we'll catch you later.